Sharon Newman has never truly let go of her feelings for Nick, and her emotions have been at the forefront of her recent decisions. After waking from a vivid dream in January 2024 that reignited her love for Nick, she abruptly ended her relationship with Chance Chancellor. That dream wasn't just a fleeting thought, it was a stark realization of where her heart still belonged. Fast forward a year to Valentine's Day, and Sharon experienced yet another dream. This time, Nick was reciprocating those feelings, acknowledging his desire to reunite with her. But reality hit hard when she woke up. Was she chasing a fantasy? All signs seemed to suggest that she might be the only one hoping for a reunion. Nick, despite his unwavering support for Sharon, especially when he went to great lengths to prove her innocence in Heather Stevens' murder case, has shown little indication that he wants to rekindle their romance. Nick's love for Sharon is evident, but is it the passionate love of a man longing for his soulmate, or just the enduring affection of someone who cares deeply for his ex and the mother of his children? His last significant relationship in Genoa City was with Sally Spectra, but since then, he's kept his romantic life on hold. Does he no longer see Sharon in that way, or is something deeper holding him back? Could his complicated history with Phyllis Summers play a role in his hesitation? Phyllis has long been a thorn in Sharon and Nick's relationship, often being a catalyst for their painful breakups. Has Nick simply learned his lesson and decided that going back to Sharon would only lead to another round of heartbreak? Meanwhile, Sharon finds herself stuck in a cycle of hope, refusing to let go of the idea that Nick might still be the love of her life. But how long can she hold on to a dream that might never come true? Sharon's closest friends and family have taken notice of her lingering feelings. Maria and Tessa have gently urged her to open herself up to new possibilities, while Faith has reminded her mother that not all love stories end the way we hope. Sharon, however, remains stubborn, unwilling to completely close the door on the possibility of rekindling her romance with Nick. As for Nick, he has immersed himself in work at Newman Enterprises, keeping his personal life in the background. While he may not be focused on romance at the moment, that doesn't mean he isn't open to love. The question is, does that love still have a place for Sharon, or has he truly moved on? There may still be hope, but will it take a major life event to push them back together? Could an unexpected crisis or an emotional turning point finally make Nick see that Sharon is the one he's meant to be with? Or will Sharon eventually accept that some love stories simply don't have a happy ending? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Jolie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless reveals that Lauren is none too pleased with Michael's latest involvement with Victor. Meanwhile, Victor refuses to give Kyle and Claire his blessing while Summer obsesses over her ex and gets mad at Daniel. What happened on The Young and the Restless? Jack and Diane lounged in bed at their suite at the Genoa City Athletic Club. Jack joked about the home renovations, admitting the break was just what he needed. Diane said they should escape more often. When Jack asked what else she had in mind, she mentioned food, specifically crab empanadas, which meant they needed to get dressed. At Society, Victor told Kyle and Claire that nothing would change his mind about them. Nikki showed up and Claire filled her in on the conversation. Meanwhile, Summer fixated on her ex, prompting Daniel to suggest they move to another restaurant. She denied being jealous, but after some prodding, she agreed to leave. Back at the table, Nikki apologized to Claire and questioned Victor's bluntness. Victor stood firm, arguing that the Abbott family was destined for disaster and that Kyle and Claire would be caught in the fallout. Kyle defended his parents, insisting they were stronger than ever, and challenged Victor on whether he intended to create trouble himself. Victor didn't explain, calling dysfunction normal for the Abbotts. He also criticized Kyle's past failed relationships and deemed him the wrong man for Claire. Even so, Claire reassured Kyle of her commitment. As Victor stormed off, he ran into Jack and Diane at the door. They taunted him about buying glissade, but he dismissed their happiness as fabricated bliss and predicted it wouldn't last. Once he left, Diane and Nikki clashed, while Jack and Kyle suspected Victor was planning something against them. Nikki acknowledged Jack's past heroism for her and warned them to brace for what was coming. At the new ranch, Victor drank alone and pulled out his phone. Love. At the jazz club, Michael and Lauren arrived, and he complained about not securing a table upstairs. Lauren asked Michael what was wrong, and he admitted Victor was planning another war on the Abbotts. She reminded him that she had warned him about this. Michael confessed that his loyalty to Victor ran deep, comparing their bond to the one he never had with his own father. Lauren demanded details about the night Ian shot Victor. Michael reluctantly admitted that Ian had confessed to crimes involving Jordan, and Victor had taken the bullet meant for Nikki. Lauren scolded him for not telling her sooner. Despite her worries, Michael reassured Lauren before changing the subject. He expressed his love, pulled her to dance, and suggested they book a room. Once in their suite, Michael continued showering Lauren with affection. Just as they began undressing, Victor's call interrupted them. Ignoring it, Michael focused on his wife while Victor left a message reminding him about Jebat. Lost appetites. Meanwhile, Daniel and Summer arrived at the GCAC. Daniel called their mother but got no response, prompting concern. Summer brushed it off, believing Phyllis was fine. However, Daniel found it odd that she had vanished right after bombarding him with calls. They turned the conversation to Kyle, leading to playful bickering. Daniel reminded Summer that she had a full life beyond Kyle. Heaver to move on. Their discussion shifted to Chance, and Summer admitted her mixed feelings about how he handled the investigation into Heather's death. Daniel defended him, saying he was just doing his job. When Kyle came up again, Summer accused Daniel of being like their mother. He teased her, but she lost her appetite and decided to leave. Daniel apologized for ruining their evening. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. Where on earth is Phyllis Summers? That's the question in the minds of her children Daniel and Summer, who spent almost an entire cocktail hour speculating as to why their mother had mysteriously gone radio silent. What has become of the young and restless Spitfire? The answer may shock you, or not. Let's face it, Phyllis is a lot of things, and a helicopter mom is definitely one of them. She seemingly appears out of the blue when her children least expect it, and often when they least appreciate her intrusion. Daniel and Summer's latest outing, during which the big bro interrogated his younger sis about her potential lingering feelings for ex-husband Kyle, was a prime example of a situation that Phyllis would have loved to insert herself into, yet she was nowhere to be found. In fact, Daniel and Summer spent a good amount of their time speculating on her whereabouts, given that she'd gone uncharacteristically radio silent recently. Having just made their mother deliriously happy by signing on with Billy's new Abbott Communications venture, Daniel was particularly puzzled by her not taking his calls or answering his texts. Summer hadn't heard from her either, although they both noted she'd set up a family breakfast for the next day. If she doesn't show up to that, which seems likely given the launch of this mini mystery, their concern is bound to ramp up into a higher gear. So where could she be, or what might she be up to? Well, this is Phyllis, so the possibilities are myriad, but we can narrow it down. Our intrepid redhead could be anywhere, if we're being honest, but some possibilities are more likely than others at this stage of the game. She may have decided to fly out and spy on Danny and Christine on their world tour on a whim, but it's more probable that if she boarded a plane, it was to Paris. We all know that crashing Billy's Valentine's Day happened in her dreams, but we don't know where she was lying her pretty head to sleep when it took place. What if she was already in Paris, slumbering in a hotel, preparing to surprise/accost Billy in person after leaving 16 voicemails? When he finally called her back, she could have been in France, unbeknownst to him. That said, there's no reason she couldn't respond to Daniel from Paris, unless she was unresponsive due to the time difference. We suppose it's possible that Phyllis woke up in Genoa City feeling a little flutter from her sexy dream about Billy and called Nick over for a romp in the hay. Isn't that how they started? We're sure there was straw involved at least. Anyway, this is perhaps the least likely explanation, but one that can't be ruled out. Phyllis being Phyllis, there's always the chance that she's managed to land in some kind of trouble. She's been keeping her nose clean of late, but it's entirely possible that some type of strife came a knockin' at her door. Ian Ward, as we all know, survived the shootout at the O'Coral Ranch and is presumably on the loose. Given he and the MIA redhead share a past, we have to wonder if the cult leader is somehow involved in her sudden disappearance. Some are suggested that perhaps Phyllis' phone died or she lost it, but we know Billy reached her on it. So yeah, something's up, and we don't think such a fuss would have been made over her radio silence if she was simply going to show up for breakfast the next day. That truly would be shocking. Then again, we all know how that Tessa and Aria disappearance turned out. Let us know what you think is going on with Phyllis by voting in the poll. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that the soap did a special Valentine's Day episode on Friday, February 14, to commemorate the holiday. While it was interesting to take a sneak peek into the fantasy world of Phyllis Summers, Adam Newman, and Sharon Newman, many viewers were completely annoyed by the fake out. After all, the show spotlighted the reunions of Philly, Chatham, and Schick, only to reveal the scenes were dreams as Phyllis, Adam, and Sharon were sleeping. I and our fans were upset and vocalized this on social media. Fans of Schick, Chatham, and Philly were upset that the show wasted an hour of everyone's day, especially during February sweeps, with the nonsense that occurred during Friday's show. What do soap opera fans do when they are mad? Hop on social media to air their frustrations. Some fans dubbed the Valentine's Day show as the dumbest episode ever, while others wished it had been presented as a dream show from the get-go, rather than waiting until the last 5 minutes to reveal it was nothing more than a fantasy. There were also comments thrown around like the show was stupid, goofy, and strange, not to mention boring. Then there were my and our viewers who opposed the idea of these couples reuniting, and were happy that the soap pulled a Dallas move on everyone by making the entire show just a dream. Dream shows are getting tiresome. Then, there are fans who are getting tired of the fantasy episodes. In all fairness, there have been a few of them lately. Unless there isn't a move in storylines within these dream shows, it can be hard for viewers to acknowledge their purpose. Still, the Y and R Valentine show did accomplish 2 things. While fans know that Sharon is still in love with Nick Newman, the February 14 episode did solidify the idea that Phyllis is interested in Billy Abbott, and that Adam is officially done with Sally Spectra, closing the idea of an ally reunion. Did you enjoy the Valentine show? Comment below. Check out the Y and R on CBS Daily for your fill of Genoa City drama, and visit this site often for all the best Young and the Restless updates, news, and spoilers. The Young and the Restless actor Eric Braeden recently had fans worried with a few videos he recently shared on social media. In the video, Braeden shared a first-hand look at the recent Los Angeles wildfires. The star also appeared on CNN to discuss the story, where he revealed another actor helped him shoot the video. Eric Braeden gave a first-hand look at the Los Angeles wildfires. Braeden is arguably best known for playing Victor Newman on The Young and the Restless. He had been offered the part in 1980 and has since played the character for over 40 years. On Instagram, Braden recently shared a video depicting the recent Los Angeles wildfires right from the star's backyard. As he wrote in the caption, "Behind my house, the worst EVER in LA." Many other soap opera alumni took to the comments to share their concern. Lauralee Bell, who plays Christine Blair on The Young and the Restless, simply wrote, "Be safe," which she paired with a few prayer emojis. Braden followed this up with another video, which he captioned, "Saying goodbye." As he explained in the audio, he would have to evacuate his house. He also noted how it was unbelievable to see such a beautiful area covered in flames. One of Braden's co-stars helped with the video. A Young and the Restless Instagram fan page also shared that Braden recently appeared on CNN to discuss the story. As it shared in the captions, Eric Braden recently appeared on CNN, sharing the emotional story of losing his home in the LA fires. He revealed that Josh Morrow assisted in capturing footage of the fire, although Eric is unsure if he should show it to his wife due to how upsetting it is. Morrow notably plays Braden's character's son, Nicholas Newman, on The Young and the Restless. Notably, Morrow first appeared in the role in 1994. As noted by the Daily Beast, Braden spoke with Laura Coates during his CNN appearance. While admitting to have seen other fires over the years he's lived in Los Angeles, he admitted the recent wildfires scared the living daylights out of him. The actor noted, "It's the price we pay for living in this beautiful area. California's a fantastic state. It's one of the most productive states in the nation." As previously reported, the wildfires are believed to have erupted this past Tuesday. Many television productions notably postponed productions due to the fires. According to the LA Times, at least 10 people are believed to have lost their lives due to the wildfires. With thousands of buildings destroyed or damaged, the recent fire is considered one of the worst in Los Angeles history. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Sharon Newman might play the hero for missing Phyllis Summers, is a surprise rescue brewing that could change how Phyllis and her loved ones feel about Sharon. I&R fans know Phyllis shut down the idea that she could ever forgive Sharon for framing Daniel Romalotti Jr. Between Sharon dumping Heather Stevens' body in the river and setting Daniel up in the aftermath, it's just too much for Phyllis to get past. However, Sharon was on PCP at the time and obviously wasn't in her right mind. Ian Ward and Jordan are really the ones to blame when it comes to Heather's fate and Daniel's pain. Still, Sharon is holding out hope that she can somehow make amends for her part in all the drama. Maybe Sharon will have her chance now that Phyllis has suddenly gone missing. When viewers last saw Phyllis, she was waking up from a romantic dream that involved visiting Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson in Paris. It's possible Phyllis is off trying to make that dream a reality, but it seems weird for her to leap out of bed for a flight and skip the breakfast she planned with her kids. It's Billy and Sally Spectra's last night in Paris anyway, so that feels like a giant waste of time. Plus, it's not like Phyllis to go radio silent on Daniel and Summer Newman. Phyllis knows what she put her children through when she faked her demise, and more recently, Daniel and Summer had to worry due to Phyllis' car crash. It'd make more sense for Phyllis to send a cryptic text about some special project she's working on if she was off making her usual mischief. In other words, the fact that Phyllis isn't contacting her kids could point to her being in real trouble. It's worth mentioning that Ian is still alive based on what fans saw in the ambulance. Even so, Ray Wise talked about wrapping his run in an interview with Sode and admitted he still doesn't know what happened after that ambulance ride. That could mean Ian isn't tied to Phyllis' disappearance at all. Ian was seriously injured and would probably be focused on Sharon or Maria Copeland if he'd recovered enough to target people again. Bottom line, our predictions hint that Phyllis might be stuck in a risky situation, but it seems doubtful that Ian is involved. There are plenty of other paths to danger on a soap, so that's important to remember here. My and our preview info for 2025 pointed to Sharon and Phyllis reassessing their relationship after facing a life-threatening ordeal. Perhaps that means Sharon will come to Phyllis' rescue, no matter what type of mess she's gotten herself into. The Young and the Restless spoilers say the truth behind Phyllis' disappearance will be revealed soon, so stay tuned for updates on all the stunning news ahead. It's the place to be for terrific Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so make us your top source. The night had fallen over Genoa City, casting a tense atmosphere inside the Newman mansion. In one of its lavish rooms, Kyle, Claire, and Victor found themselves locked in a heated confrontation. What was meant to be a night of reconciliation quickly spiraled into turmoil. Kyle had hoped to finally move forward with Claire, free from past shadows, but Victor's simmering contempt shattered that illusion. His voice, sharp with disdain, made it clear Kyle was not welcome in the Newman family. His words were not just a warning, but a declaration of war. As Victor's hostility escalated, Kyle's frustration boiled over. The tension reached its breaking point when, in a moment of defiance, Kyle lashed out, his fist connecting with Victor's jaw. The impact sent shockwaves through the room as Victor collapsed onto the floor. Claire, caught between her love for Kyle and her loyalty to her grandfather, watched in horror. But Victor, ever the strategist, saw the opportunity in his fall. Rising with calculated fury, he vowed to ruin Kyle, threatening police involvement and the destruction of the Abbott family's reputation. The room erupted in chaos as Nikki Newman stormed in, demanding answers. She knew Victor's wrath was boundless and that he would stop at nothing to retaliate. Kyle, realizing the gravity of his impulsive act, struggled with regret. Claire, overwhelmed, pleaded for peace, but her words fell on deaf ears. Victor had already set his sights on revenge. His threats were not empty. He had the power to turn Kyle's life upside down, and everyone in the room knew it. As Claire fled, seeking solace outside, Nikki reached for her phone, sending a warning to Jack Abbott. Victor has lost it. He's coming after you and Jebot. Across town, Jack read the message and exhaled sharply. He had spent years battling Victor, but this was different. It was personal. Kyle's actions had ignited a war, and now the entire Abbott family would have to brace for the storm that was coming. Under the moonlit sky, Claire wept, torn between love and loyalty. Inside the mansion, Victor planned his next move, determined to make Kyle pay. And in the Abbott penthouse, Jack prepared for a battle he knew would change everything. The night's events had set a dangerous game in motion, one where trust was fleeting, alliances were fragile, and power would decide who survived the fallout. Fans of The Young and the Restless are going to see the soap take a break this upcoming week. However, things will pick up soon after. As fans speculate on what is to come next, one character's fate hangs in the balance. Recent events could place Sharon Newman in great danger. An escape plan might just end up doing more harm than good. An upcoming episode of The Young and the Restless is expected to be preempted on Monday, January 20. This will be done in order to offer coverage for the upcoming presidential inauguration. Even so, there's already spoilers out giving fans a hint on what to expect in the upcoming episodes. Things are expected to bring up the following Tuesday. The recent return of Aunt Jordan and Ian Ward to Genoa City has put Sharon in danger on the series. After trying to frame her for murder, the two have since kidnapped her. All the while, fans have been speculating on how, or if, she will be rescued. While characters like Chance and Nick are attempting to find Sharon, she has attempted to free herself. Unfortunately, as noted by monsters and critics, she is impacted by drugs in her system. This will lead to her attempted escape, causing more harm than good. The publication also noted that Maria is set to make a shocking discovery on the soap. This could be a revelation about Sharon. Ian and Jordan will also be major players in what to come. However, Sharon's fate is just one of various storylines that are expected to play out on the soap. Meanwhile, Claire will go forward with a plan to trap and kill Jordan. Claire initially pulls off getting Jordan to trust her, but Victor could ruin her plans with his own trap for Jordan. Soon, he will be able to trap her into a corner. At this time, Victor also grows suspicious of Claire, as well as Nikki and Victoria. Soap Hub also gave a few hints on how Sharon's escape plan will play out. During the Tuesday episode, Chance and Nick come across a lead that could help them find Sharon. The following episode will focus on Sharon plotting her escape. By Thursday, however, Sharon's life hangs in the balance. The publication also teased that Ian would torment Mariah in some way the episode before she makes her big discovery. This suggests he could be connected to the discovery she makes. Ultimately, however, only time will tell what Sharon's fate on the soap will be. Heartbreaking news for Young and the Restless fans, a devastating loss. Fans of The Young and the Restless are mourning alongside former star Jordi Villasuso and his family as they face an unimaginable loss. The beloved soap star and his wife, Caitlin, recently shared the devastating news that their cherished family dog, Maddie, has passed away after nearly 15 years of unconditional love and companionship. A loss that shattered hearts. Jordi Villasuso's wife, Caitlin, took to Instagram to share the emotional news, expressing the deep heartbreak their family is experiencing. She described Maddie as more than just a pet. She was their first baby, a loyal companion who stood by them through every chapter of their lives. From dating days to welcoming their 3 daughters, Maddie was a constant source of love, joy, and warmth. A true companion through life's ups and downs. Caitlin's heartfelt tribute painted a picture of Maddie's beautiful spirit. She was friendly to everyone, had an undeniable love for food, and never missed a family photo. Most importantly, she provided endless comfort and protection. Even in her final days, she waited to see her family through their recent cross-country move before crossing the Rainbow Bridge. There were many tears cried into Maddie's beautiful fur and hugs around her sweet neck, Caitlin shared. She loved us fiercely and was beyond loved in return. A final goodbye filled with love and gratitude. In her farewell, Caitlin expressed her belief that Maddie is now running free and happy. She hopes that the saying, "all dogs go to heaven," is true and that one day they will be reunited. The couple who tied the knot in 2012 now find comfort in the small signs and God winks that remind them of their sweet pup. They take solace in knowing that her love and loyalty will never be forgotten. A legacy of love. Jordi Villasuso, best known for playing Ray Rosales on The Young and the Restless, along with notable roles on Days of Our Lives and Guiding Light, has a strong connection with his fans. While this loss is deeply personal, those who have followed his journey continue to send love and support to the Villasuso family in their time of grief. Fans show their support. The Y&R community has flooded social media with messages of condolences, sharing their own experiences of losing beloved pets and understanding the pain of saying goodbye. Though Maddie may no longer be physically present, her love and memory will live on forever in the hearts of those who adored her. Rest in peace, sweet Maddie. 2024 was a rough year for Daniel on The Young and the Restless. He started 2025 with a new hope. His portrayer, Michael Graziadei, also suffered a big loss late last year, and now he's welcomed a new family member. Extended love. The actor shared a gorgeous photo of himself holding a sweet puppy, which you can see below. Along with it, he wrote, "A couple months ago, we had to say goodbye to our best boy, Mr. Pancakes. His passing left a hole in our hearts. Recently, we decided to extend our love to this little fluff ball and welcome him into our hearts and home," Graziadei continued. "Please join me in welcoming Dr. Rupert Eldon Snarf to the family. He likes treats, naps, playing with his sister Fudge, and tormenting our pit bull Marilyn." Fans instantly welcomed the sweet new puppy to the world, alongside Gracie Adie. So very sorry, Michael, they bring us so much unconditional joy and love in their relatively short lives. But when we lose them, it's absolutely devastating. Welcome Dr. Rupert Eldon Snarf, so cute, and I love his name, wrote another, complimenting the pup's unique moniker. In mid-December, Lauren Carey shared a post mourning their pet. To the yappiest, happiest dog in the world, this is a tough one to write. On Wednesday, November 20th, we had to say goodbye to our best friend, Mr. Pancakes. There aren't words or a tribute or a post that can convey how much we love this dog, she continued. Yes, he had an ear-splitting, disciple-pushing bark that could make your head want to explode, and he used it way more often than was necessary. But when we say this dog was the epitome of love, it is not an exaggeration, wrote Carey. He loved everything. People, dogs, fetch, food, cats, squirrels, toys, put him in whatever ridiculous outfit you want, and even toddlers who pulled his hair. Having a rough day, Pancakes knew and would be right next to you, she remembered. To lick your tears, to bring you a toy, or to simply sit next to you for as long as you needed. Some pets are once in a lifetime, and you were one for the record books. Mr. Pancakes, you were taken from us too soon, but you were so loved, and you will be missed dearly. We were lucky to have you in our lives for a beautiful 8 years. We've told the boys that every time they look up at the stars to know you're up there playing fetch and smiling down on us. You'll forever be in our hearts.